Hello everybody and welcome back to Crusader Kings, where last episode we got extremely lucky on two different levels. Level number 1, the Black Death, which as you can see is currently dying out, never made it down to our capital region. That's a very big deal for us. Extremely big deal. That means that we escaped losing all that development. That's really good. Now, a lot of our territories did lose development, but so did everyone else's. I believe we were pretty much the only ones, other than, like, Tibet, to pretty much escape. And Tibet is kind of irrelevant. So that's absolutely fine. The other thing that we got extremely lucky about was our populist uprisings. We had 2 of them, and we were in a position where we couldn't really stop either of them. Until one of them just offered us a white piece for no reason, which was amazing. We're very, very happy about that, of course, and we instantly accepted it. So that is wonderful. We've still got this uprising, and note how our battle 1 is capped to 50%, but their occupation is capped to 150. That means that they can still win the war through just capping, even at this point. However, they're not going to. Because we're only focused on one location, or rather on one war, it'll be fine. Now, there is apparently a dangerous faction here, and that may or may not be true. This is populists and a liberty faction. They can send their demand at any time. We're going to have to just acquiesce to this demand, probably. Unless they delay long enough. We'll see. We're currently sieging back this location, and we'll check what the timing is on that demand. So for now, we need to pull this back, of course, and start getting back some of this war score, right? That is vitally important. We need to be heading up this direction. We can't get more war score from battles, so we need to be focused on getting back sieges. Now, we're also focused on preventing them from getting additional sieges completed. That's going to be the benefit of battles here. And we're just going to disembark here, eliminate this force. There we go. And we're going to head in here. Now, our vassals are heading in and looking like they're interested in sieging back some of these locations. That's very good for us. We would be delighted to see that. I'm going to station besiegers here, although Black Death is probably going to make it so that we don't get all that many done there, or all that much done, I should say. And that's okay. Now, I do want to check in on these factions. Okay, so these Ashari populists are going to pop again in 2 years. That's acceptable. The Liberty faction, the question is, how long do they wait? They can send it at any time, but they don't have to send it. They can choose to send it at any time. Okay, so we captured somebody over here. A nobleman from the populist uprising. Okay, sure. We're minus 59% right now. So that's looking good. We have to take back these locations. That's of vital priority at this moment. So we need to come up over here. Minus 48% right now. That's looking good. I'm going to group these guys back together. 25 days left on this siege. Where are we going to send this force next? That's a good question, actually. I'm not 100% certain yet. I do want to check in on... Okay, that was... Yeah, that's us. Okay. For a second there, I thought that that was this lady, the Malika of Takrur. No, it is not. She's at 145 faction commitment. I don't think we can get any of these guys to leave the faction. Maybe this guy, but that would be, I think, highly unlikely. We do, however, have an unmarried daughter at this point. We would have to pull 7% out of the faction, and they could still potentially do something about this. They could still potentially fire before they start to drop. However, this is actually an option here. I'm going to send that proposal. Okay. They can still send their ultimatum until this actually drops. Now it has dropped. They're now too weak to send their ultimatum. These Ashari populists are 11 months away from sending their ultimatum. Our goal has to be to end this uprising before then. Okay, that is a very long land walk. That's fine. We're going to hop over this way. The real question right now is, where is the leader at? He is out over here. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to split this force at this point. We're going to create a siege force and a battle force. So we're going to do something along the lines of this or so. That should be fine. And our battle force is going to come look to eliminate these guys as quickly as possible. And our siege force, of course, is going to just be working on pulling back this war score. It is still theoretically possible to lose this. It's mathematically possible, but I think it's very unlikely at this time. So that's looking good. We're going to come siege this back. Defender controls war target. Oh, okay. It is no longer mathematically possible to lose this war. Fantastic. That's really good. We also just finished up a bunch of fortresses. So which of these armies is this guy actually in? He is in this one. Okay. We're going to head right on up there. We're looking to capture their leader. If we can do that, that would be amazing. We need to wrap up this war, and we need to do it now. He's got a total of 30,000 troops remaining. That's basically none. And they're piling in here. They're all going to get stack wiped. Beautiful. We captured him. It's over. So we enforce these demands and disband those troops. Okay. So a lot happened. A whole lot happened. No doubt about that. However, we held the realm together. We've still got some angry people here. So these guys are going to fire in 6 months. These guys, they are going to go away. The Liberty faction is back to being able to send their ultimatum at any time. Okay. 133 faction commitment. She's at +1 right now. Let's send her a gift. That'll only be 17 opinion, but that's fine. Okay. We're still working on attempting to sway her, but at this point, if they fire, we'll fight them. 100% we will fight them. So I want to come down over to, say, Kong North here. So this is armored footmen here. We can boost those by building blacksmiths. That sounds good. We're going to be a little short on cash. A soft approach is best here. And the Black Death is definitely going away here. This is beautiful. Early prevention success and 50 gold. Yes. I'm not going to be going to war right now because we're still in a slightly precarious position here. That faction just went away. Interesting, because the Black Death is going away. Presumably. So I think we might be stable now. Emphasis on might. It'll be interesting, for sure. There's still Black Death, but it is absolutely dying out. So if we look at the entire world map here, yeah, this is about, well, we could definitely zoom it out to here and see the entire world map. Black Death has very little left. So this is looking good. We managed to escape the Black Death. And the most important thing here, at least this time, we managed to escape it this time. The most important thing here is that we held the realm together through sheer luck. I'm going to be honest. I think that we would have been able to stop the Catholics, but these guys, they were so far away that I don't think we could have stopped them. I think we would have had to reconquer them, which is, of course, non-ideal. So that's wonderful. Now, if we look at, say, the Kingdom of France here, I want to look at the offensive war malice, -42. So that has dropped by about a third. Understood. We are currently how old? 34? Well, we probably want to not go to war for a bit to let that continue to drop. This guy is claiming West Slavia. Good luck with that, buddy. But we do want to boost up our pikemen here. So we're definitely going to build hill forts. And in Kong, we want to boost our archers. We do have a way to do that with the militia camps. So that is wonderful. This guy we're not letting out of jail. No, we're not letting him out of jail. Okay. Heavy infantry, we can absolutely boost those here. Wonderful. So, we definitely got lucky on a couple of different levels there. There's no doubt about that. Absolutely, that was luck. Sure, we'll let this guy go. Maybe he'll rebel again. That would be fun. Cool. So, I want to check in on what we're currently doing with our Hogan. He is on religious relations. I want to switch him over to conversion, I feel like, but it's going to be a while before we have any real progress on that, right? So, I feel like it's fine. I think the only reason the populists were revolting was because they thought that the Black Death was brought by God, who was punishing them for being ruled by a heathen. Like, we're Seguic. It's an unreformed African faith. Right? And in both cases, it was a religious group. So I think that's what we've got going on here. In which case, that's pretty neat that they actually do that. I like that. So now that we know that that's coming, of course, we're going to be able to prepare for it. So we're currently not all that great as far as our income goes. We're fully endorsed by our realm priest, but we have some significant problems with development at this point. Luckily for us, our capital was not affected. So that's wonderful. I do want to get this Fletcher's Guild built here. It's going to be fairly expensive, but we want to improve any men-at-arms that we can for right now. So here's what I'm thinking. We refrain... I bet it was you who broke it, indeed. I think we should refrain for the rest of this episode from attacking anybody up over here. We should just work on getting everything a little bit more integrated. And more specifically, we should work on our buildings down over here. Now, we would definitely be bringing that up. This is trebuchets. We would like to upgrade our Fletchers here, so that's going to be fairly expensive. But yeah, I think upgrading our buildings makes a lot of sense right now. In our tech, we're maxed out on our tech for economic buildings, and also we have Matriculations and Royal Armory, so I feel like that's really good. We're on Renaissance Thought right now. What's our current cap? 55? We don't have anything there. So I don't think we need to go for Renaissance Thought at this moment. I'm currently leaning towards Bombards or Standing Armies. Sappers would be pretty good too. Let's grab Bombards for the time being. So in Boron North, this is of course Trebuchets. Here it's Cavalry. And we could actually boost up our light cavalry. So let's do that for right now. We do get a new learning perk. We'll take Learn on the Job. Sounds good. Excellent. A new translation, huh? Yeah, we're going to start translating our family history, which is, of course, rather glorious if you look at our empire. It's, large. No doubt about that. So, we just finished up a smithy in Kong North. That's cool. I would like to get additional upgrades here. No doubt about that. 50-50? Either way, it'll go up. Do it. Okay, so up here in Felona, we do have trebuchets. Building mathematicians' halls is quite expensive. So we may want to consider constructing something that makes gold up in Banifing. And actually, hospices would not be a bad thing. That'll help our disease resistance there. Sleep will, of course, do us all good. And this ransom is not acceptable. Okay, the stone hand can be reinstated. Okay, we don't want these accolades. I want to reinstate the most expert of the Mel Spears. So we're going to hop down into here and restore accolades. We can't actually do that until the 28th of October. Okay, that's fine. So in Felona, I would love to get a mathematician hall building. That would be ideal. This is very, very expensive, though. That's fine. Yes, we'll take 100 gold. That will help us with that. We're still about 3 months away from upgrading this. Oh, we need a fortress building. Hang on, this doesn't have a fortress. I thought we had upgraded all of our castles to level 4. Let's check through those real quick. I guess we just missed the one. No, we missed 2. We didn't upgrade our capital either. Okay, now they're all upgrading to level 4. Okay, so that's wonderful. Translation quality will improve slightly. Sounds good. So we are currently pretty much maxed on our legitimacy. In fact, we are maxed on our legitimacy. So that is amazing. We had additional constructions finishing up here, but we need gold, right? Over here in Boron North, upgrading the warriors' graves would give us some extra levies, but that's not all that useful, to be honest. Levies are fine, but they're not as good as bumping up the actual power of the men-at-arms in that location. I would much rather get something like this spearman upgrade from the hill forts. So we'll get that going. That is okay. We've, of course, got these crossbowmen over here in Kong, and I would love to get an additional upgrade going here, so that would be, like, upgrading the mustering halls. And we did just get a learning lifestyle perk. That's pretty neat. Let's grab sanctioned loopholes, and then we're going to go down to Scholar, and then we're probably going to swap over to Avaricious, most likely. So the poem could be lauded. That would be fine. I would rather just gain the prestige, though. That is okay. Looks solid. And, of course, we need as much money as we can get. Our income is recovering, but it's going to take some time. No doubt about that. Let's see, we should be able to restore the most expert of the Melspears at this point, right? We don't fulfill the requirements. Okay. So that means that there is somewhere someone who can serve as the most expert of the Melspears, but it doesn't show up here, which is very unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate indeed. So Boron North, we would be very delighted to build a Fletcher's Guild here. No doubt about that. No, we're not going to accept your challenge for this artifact. Get out of here. Okay. So here in Boron, we have heavy infantry, and we could definitely boost those up with warrior lodges. Let's get going with that one. We just gained a stress level because we're gregarious, and the Queen of France spurned our advance here. Okay, let's abandon that scheme. We have a mental break happening right now. We're already irritable, so we can just punch somebody. Sounds good. That drops our stress level down. Excellent. We don't have the perk in the Avaricious tree to make us get more money when we're stressed, so there's no point in having our stress level up. So this is fine for now. Mathematician halls have been constructed in Worodugu. That's excellent. We're very delighted to see that. I would love to upgrade this again to standardized weapon dimensions, but for the time being, we don't have enough to do that. We're pregnant. We're 36, so we're starting to get to the upper end of that. A plush and exotic carpet. Oh. So somebody's trying to kill us. We're going to get rid of it, and that'll make us extra vigilant for 10 years, and that'll gain us 450 gold. So that is fine, but that does indicate that someone is attempting to kill us. Our Spy Master is only skill 12. She has maximum opinion of us, and she is disrupting schemes. So it's something, but it's probably not going to be ideal. A new steward would be this guy. Sounds great. And let's get our workshops going again in Worodugu. Excellent. So that's looking good, and we are having this development go up by 6.8 per month. That's pretty good, actually. Yeah, that's not bad at all. That's, what, about every 15 months we would get a development there? Something along those lines? I like it. Religious understanding, huh? You know what? We'll take it. That sounds good. So, we have this ransom. We'll accept this. And we have a dangerous faction here. Okay, so this is an independence faction. This is a real faction as well. It's mostly the King of Bavaria. Now, Bavaria is a very powerful vassal. No doubt about that. What is he good at? Martial. Our current marshal is the King of Zenzir. He's also our brother-in-law. I'm going to replace him. He's not going to be very happy about it, but he's our brother-in-law, so it shouldn't be a big deal. I believe that we are already allied here. Possibly. But regardless, I would rather have the King of Bavaria on our council. This will boost up his opinion a decent amount, but that's not going to be enough to get him to leave the faction. Okay, he's going to be very angry about that. Bavaria is outside of Liege de Jure. Is it? We have Germania. Bavaria is completely encapsulated in Germania. Okay. I don't see a malice here for being not de jure liege. So there is that. The HRE we should definitely create, and we're going to do that. That might help matters a little bit. Let's check in here. Outside Liege de Jure, plus 409. Okay, so this guy is not really ever going to be swayed here without some sort of a marriage proposal here. I do think we should attempt to convert him. He might accept. Okay, that's not a very good outcome there. We'll gain 29 opinion from this gift. Now he has a 2% chance of acceptance. That is not a lot of chance of acceptance. So his primary issue right now is that he's Catholic. That is a bit of a problem for sure. I want to check through everyone else in these independence factions. Are they all Seguic? The answer is yes, they are. Okay, so we could definitely get an alliance with him if he was not currently Catholic. He's also zealous. So there's that. Yeah, I think it's the zealousness. That's the core issue here. There are some siblings here. I wonder. We get an alliance here. He desires an alliance, but his faith differs from ours. So that's the main problem. We could roll the dice here and try to get this 2% chance. Maybe he does it for a hook. Would we be willing to give him a hook? Oh, he'll do it for gold. We'll absolutely give him 900 gold for this. 1,000%. I'm okay with that. Beautiful. That allows us to arrange this marriage immediately, and that's perfect. He is, of course, 27.3%. He's a very powerful vassal. So having him allied to us like that and being the correct religion is really, really, really good. So this artifact is being demanded. We're going to say no. Cool. Waradugu just went up in its development to 48. And that is, of course, wonderful. How are we doing in Kong North? That's only at 30. Okay, so that development is quite low. We might want to switch our development growth over instead over to Kong. Just because it's going to grow faster here. 8.9? Yeah, it's going to grow faster here. So we have mothered many children. That is a good thing, of course. And we could restore accolades at this point. Do it. That sounds good. So we're going to do exactly that. Oh, I see. We lost another accolade. So we're going to appoint this guy as the worthiest of the champions. That, of course, means that we can't get back the most expert of the Melspears as of right now. But Mayor Sumaro would be able to be the Scorpion of Kong North. So let's head down here. He was skill 12, I think. Maybe he was skill 15? Yeah, skill 15. Okay, this guy. There we go. As far as the bearer of the Emperor's Mace goes, Faduzu would be skill 17. This guy. There we go. And then for the worthiest of the champions, we could seek a worthy accolade successor. Looks good. Okay. So that's phenomenal for right now. We'll summon the physician, of course. A soft approach is naturally best, and at this point, I would absolutely love to upgrade these mathematician halls. We'll have enough to do that soon enough, but not for a little bit. Okay. That is all absolutely fine. There's a scheme at court. I'm absolutely shocked. No, we're not going to let the Queen of Burgundy go right now. That is not a thing that is going to happen. Cool. I just want to get this mathematician hall upgraded here. This guy can be appointed as the worthiest of the champions. Sure. And we're definitely going to do that. So, Tory skill 13. There we go. That'll do. So next up, of course, we need to get the most expert of the Mel Spears back, but that's going to take a little while. It is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we are going to continue building in our capital region here. We've got a fair number of buildings left to build. No doubt about that, and they're very expensive. But we're also likely going to go back to Conquest. We've got some areas up over here to clean up for sure. We've got some areas down here. We've got some areas over in this general region to clean up. We've got some work to do. No doubt about that. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Shadow Wolf, Atala, Ali Lee, Dark Horse, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Soccerman12UK, Kintogan, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.